On the 0 point, you need to take into consideration the full scale of your gauge. This one is 10,000 psi with a 1/4% accuracy. The 1/4% accuracy at 10,000 psi, the head correction associated with this distance is insignificant compared to a gauge that would be 100 psi and 0.1% full scale. So when you are calibrating your device, you need to make sure that if head correction is going to play a role, that you open this fitting to compensate for head height from this adapter to wherever your head correction is on the gauge. We need to ensure that the reservoir shutoff valve is open. We also want to make sure that the test shutoff valve is also open. I recommend opening it approximately 5 turns because this valve also is a small variable volume to adjust for fine control where you might not be able to get that fine control from the main variable volume. Now that the valves are in the correct orientation, we want to push down on the plunger. When we push down on this plunger, it will force fluid in through the system and out through an open port. In this case, the only open port is right here on this weep hole of the bulkhead of the deadweight tester. So as I push down on this, it's going to force fluid and any gas that was in the lines of this system out. Now that we've taken our 0 points, we're going to need to go to 2,500 psi. This is the first time that we need to use the variable volume. So every time that's the first time you need to use the variable volume, you want to prime it to maximize the stroke of the variable volume. To do that, you push down on the plunger to generate a pressure, approximately 20 psi, and isolate the reservoir shutoff valve. And you can release your hand. Now that we're isolated and we have pressure trapped in the system, we want to go ahead and take our wrench and tighten the fitting. Now we are ready to start our calibration.